away. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
Rocky and Bullwinkle, the classic 1959 cartoon by Jay Ward, which satirized the many popular trends in culture and politics while providing humor that was self-aware and yet good for the time. I remember seeing reruns of this show growing up, and, well, they're okay. Many of the jokes are outdated, but it's nice to look back on how fun cartoons can be. And, dare I say it, that this is like the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic of the late 50s and early 60s, given its appeal to younger and older audiences. But that's just me. Of course, as time went on, even after the end of its run, it still remained pretty popular. Hell, there were several video games made in the early 90s, as well as several movies. One of them being Dudley Do-Right, which was a short within the TV series itself, Boris and Natasha, the movie, and today's presentation, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Released in the year 2000 and directed by Des McAnuff, this was the third Jay Ward film to be in live action. Like Dudley Do-Right, it was produced by Universal Studios. But also like Dudley Do-Right, it bombed at the box office. But its ratings were better than before, so maybe it's like George of the Jungle, in which it's so bad it's good? Let's find out, shall we? We open with the narrator, who has his own character, by the way, talking about how ever since 1964, the Rocky and Bullwinkle show has been cancelled. And with years of reruns, the cartoon world has gone into decline, and Frostbite Falls Forest has all of its trees cut. I should also mention that while Bullwinkle is now voiced by Keith Scott, June Foray reprises her voice as Rocky, who while doesn't have the same energy as before, it's still nice seeing her again.
I guess the world just doesn't need us anymore, Bullwinkle. Say, where are you going?
All this exposition is wearing me out. I'm going for a walk in the woods.
But Bullwinkle, there aren't any woods anymore.
Well, you don't have to tell me. I'm the chairman of the Frostbite Falls Society for Wildlife Conversation.
You mean wildlife conservation.
What did I say?
You said wildlife conversation.
Well, somebody's gotta start talking about these things.
Someone's gotta tell the Once-ler that enough is enough. No more tree cutting. Even in Potsylvania, things aren't looking good for the villains, who are Boris, Natasha, and Fearless Leader, as they are forced underground and yet have plans for our world, which, judging from the scene, is very much like in real life.
Too intelligent. Too intelligent.
Hello, Minnie!
Holy mackerel, who are you?
3 of the most terrifying villains in the history of children's television. We were wondering, how would you like to produce the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie?
I'd love to. I love it.
We're stuck in reruns. You're looking for a project. Maybe we can help each other out.
Except for the talking cartoon characters, this is totally how I picture Hollywood signing on movie ideas. Of course, he doesn't really expect the movie to go through, as he just needed a way to get out, via Fat Albert style, turning them into Robert De Niro, Jason Alexander, and Rene Russo. Fun fact, Robert De Niro is one of the producers for this movie. I'm not kidding. Of course, the contract is denied, but that's not what Fearless Leader wants. No, he wants this.
For the last 6 months, a cartoon villain from the old Rocky and Bullwinkle show named Fearless Leader has been buying up every single hour of cable programming in this country, forming a single gigantic network called RBTV, or Really Bad Television.
According to our sources, 3 days from now, Fearless Leader plans to broadcast TV shows so terrible, they'll turn anyone who watches them into a mindless zombie incapable of independent thought.
Told ya.
The RBTV broadcast starts at noon on Saturday. By 8 o'clock that night, Fearless Leader will have hypnotized enough viewers that he can go on the air and make the whole country vote for him as president.
That's just about as silly as buying people out on the idea by having talking, singing animals perform for you. Oh, wait.
We've already sent 3 crack agents to infiltrate RBTV. They've disappeared. It's almost as if there were a mole in the White House.
Hey now! I thought you abolished animal discrimination after the Little Archangel incident. So to stop them, they need to bring Rocky and Bullwinkle to their world. Thus, they send Agent Karen Sympathy, played by Piper Perabo, to do the job.
How do I get Rocky and Bullwinkle out of reruns?
I don't know. Fearless Leader and those other 2 got out somehow, didn't they? Figure it out!
Okay, thanks for nothing. I'm sure I'll be successful without any possible leads. She does decide that the one way to get them out of reruns is to greenlight the movie. Literally, she goes to a lighthouse in Hollywood studios, pulls a few switches meant to represent the genres of film, pull a really long lever to activate the light, and really, what's the point of giving the real world the same logic found in the cartoon world? If they act the same way, then why not just be the same world? So with the power of Green Lantern's light, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and the narrator, get pulled into the real world, and wow, that CGI looks weird. Okay, it's cell shading, but honestly, it just doesn't feel right. Like, they probably could have gone for a more 2D look to the cell shading, like in Space Jam and whatnot. Before she can further explain herself, they have to make their escape. Sadly, Rocky can't fly since he hasn't in years, which is meant to be his character arc for the film. But what's Karen's?
Can I ask you something personal? Did you watch her show?
Did I watch your show? I loved your show.
You did?
Sure. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to have adventures like you guys. That's why I joined the Bureau.
Really?
But that little girl doesn't exist anymore, Rocky. They don't want her kind in the FBI.
Oh hey, it's her own personal inner Sakura!
Let me out!
There's something in your eye!
No, there's not.
Ow!
Sure, how long are you gonna treat me like a kid?
A Naruto reference? Well, gee, isn't that swell. Couldn't have picked a better joke. Oh, shut up. It's not like I knew anything else that had something close to this. No one. But yeah, her character arc is more about how she's trying to be what her boss wants her to be, yet has the child in her that she's conflicted with letting out, and on top of getting the job done, has to resort to lying. Which, apparently, instead of saying she can help get the show back on the air, that the president sent her on Bullwinkle's request to get the trees back.
What kind of music is that?
Hip-hop.
Okay, but I'd still like to know what kind of music it is.
That's funny, the radio's off.
Oh, that's just Bullwinkle. His antlers pick up everything. Bullwinkle, cover up your nose.
Oh, okay, but I was just getting jiggy with it.
That joke could have worked if it was Will Smith playing. Meanwhile, at RBTV, we see Fearless Leader and his cohorts reveal his plan. Apparently, he has a quality control machine that will slowly turn anyone watching their stuff into mindless zombies, and like it was said earlier, allow him to make a speech so they instantly decide to vote for him as president, even though that's not how it works.
The message from my mole at the White House. Moose and squirrel.
Moose and squirrel.
How many times in the past have they stood between me and my dreams of glory? How many times have they foiled my plans with their bungling interference?
But I gotta say, Robert De Niro at least puts on a good performance. Heck, it's almost like he's going for his own Dr. Evil.
They must never reach New York alive. I want you to destroy them personally.
After 30 years of waiting, one more chance to crush Moose and Squirrel.
Fearless Leader, you are so good to us.
So to do that, they receive a device from a little girl scientist, called the CDI. Wait, CDI? Don't tell me Phillips had a hand in this!
Bring in the test subject!
No! Oh,
Oh, this is what I was afraid of. I've been tricked. Please don't say it. Please.
Now all you gotta do is type in an address and send him where all worthless cyber chumps ends up. The internet.
Let go of my paw. You broke my nail. No, no, please.
Damn you, Philips CDI, and your attempts at ruining the quality of the internet! But yeah, why not animate Rocky and Bullwinkle like him? It'd be a lot better than the CGI-looking cell shade. But Boris and Natasha don't need no CGI. They got the classic villain weapon of explosives.
Look out!
Oh no, a not-so-steep curve! Quick, jump out of the car!
Hey, Rock, they look kind of familiar.
Yeah, haven't we seen those two somewheres before?
Yeah, it's called Pokemon. So how do they get out of this one? Through what villains love best. Bad compliments.
Sneaky, sleazy.
Please, you'll turn my pretty head.
You're a sadistic spy and a really, really bad person.
Stop! You're embarrassing me. Where is Boom?
You fail! Did you use the CTI?
Yes.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
I shall now archive this for future jokes. Thanks, movie! Fortunately for them, because the plot runs on intentional plot convenience, they find a helicopter that's owned by a guy played by John Winters.
That's the third time this month, and I'm sick and tired of shopping for helicopters. Boy, if I had a missile, I'd blow your buns right out of the sky.
Reference? After breaking the fourth wall, they catch up to our heroes and call the police on them. But first, some character development.
Let's just say I've made mistakes. Look, I can't blow this one. The whole world depends on it, and I can't do it without your help.
You can count on Bullwinkle and me. We won't let you down.
No.
Thanks, you guys. I think we're gonna make a great team.
Huh?
Oh no.
Nasty, 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 nasty man. Real life police.
Truck matches the description of a vehicle reported stolen outside Red Bay, Oklahoma.
Yay, it's John Goodman. He makes everything better.
We both know Agent Karen Sympathy has a heavy Pennsylvania accent. We heard her on the radio.
But she really is with the FBI.
Yeah, and I'm really John Goodman. Let's get in the car.
Police work is like that. Part instinct, part luck.
So the two are left alone to walk to New York all on their own. This results in...
Help! Help! Somebody please help!
That, as well as some forced-on humor, until some blatantly obvious cameos arrive in the form of Keenan and Kel.
Where do you boys go to school?
We're undergrads. And what's the matter you?
What's the matter you?
My old alma mater.
Bullwinkle was a big football star at What's the Matter You? Where are you fellas coming from anyway?
Thank you.
We've been on the road looking for America.
We've been looking for America all day.
And before you say they're being stupid, just wait. So Boris and Natasha use the fact the two are from Wasamata University, which was in the show by the way, to donate money so they'd give Bullwinkle an honorary degree, which would bring him here to give a speech, allowing the two to blast him with the CDI on top of water tower. Except there is no water tower.
Can't even find water fountain.
Their entire scheme seemed to be on the verge of collapse until they hit upon an incredibly ingenious plan.
What?
This would have been funny if that came from the cartoon world over the real world. Anyway, Karen is in jail but has it easy because...
Blonde, incredibly handsome Swedish-American prison guard named Oli.
Oh my god, it's Swedish Justin Bieber! Ah! No way I'm saying that! Oh, come on, you went with a Naruto reference earlier. Why not go Justin Bieber this time? Because he's overdone. Now get out of my head!
Heavens to Betsy! This car is sticking its tongue out at me!
Oh, no, it's not. It's just a fax.
Oh, what?
A fax. Don't you guys know about faxes? Yeah, don't you know about email? It's a way of transmitting computer-generated information across great distances in the blink of an eye.
That better be a one-time joke. Oh, great, even worse. They get to the university.
See, where you guys been all this time, huh?
Reruns!
You know that's never gonna happen to us, right?
Haha, irony. Only to find the students are protesting. Before you can say anti-fur movement, it's because they think Bullwinkle is selling out to get his degree. Like he would. But anyway, Boris prepares to fire the CDI, but Rocky spots him and springs into action.
With a single blow, Rocky sent the CDI hurtling through the sky. Thereupon, Boris single-mindedly reached out to catch the catapulted computer, forgetting as he did one vitally important piece of information.
I ain't a cartoon no more.
See? That's what I was talking about. Your real-life cartoon characters can have their logic, so long as it's limited by the logic of our world. Instead, we have...
Trees, where would the birdies live? Forced to migrate to the cities, they would take jobs away from local pigeons.
We almost totally lost faith in America. Yeah, you know, and we lost faith in our car.
A lack of faith and easy to persuade people. Meanwhile, we see Oli put on the worst Swedish accent in the world.
Could we hold hands in a movie theater?
Of course we could, Oli.
But how would we eat our popcorn?
Well, we could eat our popcorn with one hand and hold hands with the other.
Am I the only one who saw the hidden imagery there? He helps her escape so they can go on a date, but because he's too meat-headed to think, she steals his truck. I hereby rechristen you as Edel Bullwinkle. So Rocky and Bullwinkle are given the car they rode in, and despite Bullwinkle's bad driving, they're able to drive through Chicago, where we get a chase scene, as well as some more of Boris's hammy yet fun acting.
Hasta la vista, baby. Poopsie, what's happening?
I think you degenerated wrong special effects.
Fun fact, Jason Alexander actually apologized for starring in this thing. Soon our three heroes reunite at last.
Good work. RBTV is already turning people into zombies.
But Karen, why aren't you in jail?
I was pardoned.
Back off! This is our bust!
No, you back off. We were here first.
Illinois police force for the win! How's your twin brother, John Winters? So they're thrown into court, with Whoopi Goldberg as judge. Yeah, this will go so well.
In skulls, Karen sympathy.
Oh, please.
Isn't it true that when our convertible was destroyed in Monument Valley, the first thing you did was to steal somebody else's truck? And didn't you tell Rocky and me that you got out of prison because you got a pardon?
Yes, I did do that.
Isn't it true you have no respect for the law or anything else?
No! I was just trying to complete my mission. I was only supposed to care about results.
And how come Rocky and me are still cartoons and Boris and Natasha aren't?
Have we forced you to sympathize with her yet? That is her last name, you know.
It's time the court showed the world that no quarter will be given to celebrity defendants.
Celebrity?
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Rocky and Bullwinkle!
Section C, paragraph 22. Celebrities are above the law.
So in a way that only R. Kelly would love, the three are freed and only have a few hours to get to New York to stop Fearless Leader. Luckily, there's an airplane for sale from John Winters again? What the hell? Boris and Natasha try to stop them, but run out on their rent-a-car contract. Thus, they sulk.
I'm tired of all this, Boris. I don't want to be spy no more. Let's face it, darling. We suck. Don't you want to have little Boris? Little Natasha. Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful?
Oh, Natasha, I don't think I'm ready for this commitment.
We could be so happy.
Fearless Leader makes contact, and they pretty much lie because...
Moose and Squirrel can't reach New York by 8 p.m. in that little plane? And what if they did? So what? How can they stop us now? Practically whole country is zombified. We won, Boris! We won!
Just the way I planned it.
Your overconfidence is your weakness. Since they're too heavy to fly the plane, Karen tries to have Rocky carry her while Bullwinkle flies, which causes her to fall off on accident.
Here goes nothing.
You're flying! You're flying!
Yes, I am. I certainly am. Look at me. I'm flying.
Yeah, movie, I like that you brought June Foray back, but at her age, it's not going to fit well in the acting department. Also... So the two arrive in New York just in time, while Bullwinkle ends up in Washington. Oops. They go in to try and stop them, but not before we get the Pottsylvanian anthem. For what it's worth, that was the best part of the movie.
FBI! Freeze! That means you too, Fearless Leader.
Are you talking to me?
Drop it!
Gladly.
Don't look Rocky, it's a trick. It'll turn you into a... Rocky!
Well, so much for not looking at the TV. And he's supposed to be the smarter one. And it looks like they're going to connect them directly to the quality control machine, so that when they become hypnotized, they become vegetables. Literally. Meanwhile, Bullwinkle is talking to a zombified president when we learn something pretty cheap. He's so stupid, he can't be hypnotized. So Mr. Angry Pants here tells Bullwinkle that he needs to stop Fearless Leader before he gives his speech. But how can he even get over there?
If only there were some way of transmitting computer-generated animated characters across great distances in the blink of an eye.
2, 3...
Don't look at me, I didn't write this. So he pushes Bullwinkle directly into the computer and uploads him to the internet, thus giving inspiration to the Fairly Odd Parents for their internet episode. At any rate, he makes it on time just as the speech begins and our heroes turn into really cheesy vegetable effects. But thanks to the antlers plot point from way back, Bullwinkle is able to free the two from this. And the final battle begins, and it's kind of violent.
I guess you could call me a little I'll be the president.
Damn! Don't mess with Bullwinkle! And so they finish the speech so that people can choose who they want for president now, and to help replant the Frostbite Falls trees. And through his stupidity, ends up turning the villains back into cartoons and send them to the internet? But why into the sky? Anyway, the studio is given to them. Karen learns the meaning of having emotions at appropriate times.
That what you believe in when you're young
can still be true when you grow up.
That too. And decides to make up to Edel Bullwinkle by going to the movies with him. And with the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie, everything is fine in the cartoon world again. The end. This was bad, but I wouldn't call this horrible per se. For one thing, it keeps to the nature of the show in the style of its humor, and at least they did their research on the matter. The problem is that the humor writing isn't always good, and it doesn't help that cartoon world physics are no different in our world. Like, they could have gone with only one. It also makes the story a little more forced than it needs to be. Not to mention Karen's role in the story felt uninteresting and was just there to fit the character with cartoon characters' archetype, and nothing else. The acting ranged from bad to meh, with the best performances done by the villains. Despite what Jason Alexander thinks, I still find his and the others to be really fun to watch, and it looked like they were having fun with their roles. The 2D animation is nice, but the 3D cell shading often looks unappealing to the point where it should have just been 2D cell shading like the other animations. Apart from several funny bits, the only really good thing about this movie for me is that one song you hear during the credits.
When you're feeling like you're out of touch, all alone and lost and drifting through the night, just think back to younger times.
Lisa McClowry, thanks for giving me something nice to listen to. So to sum up, it's just not that good, but not the worst movie out there. I'm the Media Hunter. Media's my prey, and reviewing them my way.